All right, so you had the tears and the celebration on senior night, but now you hit the road fully understanding that this is it. Like this is the it of it. How do you describe the emotions of knowing that, this is one last chance to be a Rainbow Wahine?
Oh man, my heart's racing thinking about it now. I feel like emotions are still really high. It's kind of indescribable. So much of your life you dedicate to whatever sport you are, like playing as an athlete. So to imagine that chapter, it's like an era almost. It's so long. To imagine that coming to an end, it's very bittersweet, but it's also, you get to be excited about what's next. But you also just want to be present and whatever you do get to enjoy left and be grateful for what you have. So I'm excited. I'm sad, but I'm excited.
Being a Rainbow Wahine, I mean, obviously it's more than just being on this team. Like you carry something with you. And so if you were to describe to someone what being a Rainbow Wahine is, how would you describe it?
Ooh, like you said, it's just an opportunity to represent something so much bigger than yourself. The state, the island, the culture, the people, the love that you get from your teammates. I think it's definitely a different experience than you can get anywhere else. So it's a ginormous honor, really. I cannot put into words how much gratitude I have for being able to be a part of this program.
I asked Dallas about this. In your time as being a Rainbow Wahine, there was the home run cowboy hat, there was the home run chicken that was around for a little bit, and then now there's the lei.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite home run celebration, and why?
I'd say the lei. It's the spirit of aloha that's here, and also handmade from the heart. My Knox and Kaena always put in the work to make it. Yeah, definitely the lei. But it was funny watching a slideshow. We saw the chicken. He lived a good life. So, but yeah.
When you think about your time here, what goes through your mind? What are the emotions you have? What are the memories you have that will stay with you?
The honor of everything just going full circle for me. I think this was always a dream to be here. I know it was always a dream, so just being able to, I don't know, all of my dreams coming to fruition was something that I never really imagined as a kid. So I think just being able to enjoy this and being here, the environment, the people, I think most of all I miss my teammates because the support and that love is just unfathomable. So yeah. Again, representing this island is such a different experience than anything you could ever do. So I'm just grateful.
And I would imagine when you first got here, I'm sure you had an idea what you thought it might be like. When you look back now, was it similar to what you thought it would be?
I don't know. I feel like I kind of went in with not too many expectations. Probably didn't get as much beach time as I should have enjoying the place, but I think being able to focus on getting my education first and foremost and just being able to play the sport that I love so much, it is an incredible honor. I can't repeat it enough, but yeah.
All right, so this past weekend you had the senior celebration, right? You had the senior night, and then now you get ready to hit the road, fully understanding that this is actually yes. Try to describe the emotions that kind of go through your body and your mind, knowing that this is the last time that you suit up as a Rainbow Wahine.
I think it's going to be such a surreal moment. I already experienced all the tears with all the family, friends, and community here, but I do think when it comes to that last inning, that last at bat, some of the emotions are going to run high again. But I think it was a really good opportunity to be able to celebrate already with my family. My parents are going to fly out, come watch us play, so at least I'll still have them in the stands.
When you think about what it means to be a Rainbow Wahine, I'm sure that you had an idea heading into the program what that meant, but then now having experienced it, how would you describe to someone what that actually means to be a Rainbow Wahine?
It's a different sense of pride. You see how there's so many different sports here at the University of Hawaii, and we get to be part of such an amazing program that has such a rich history. Even I was talking to Jessica Iwata, who just got honored for the 2010s, so congrats for that. It's just so much pride, and I know when I come back as a fan next year. I'm going to be cheering on the girls that I do know, that I don't know, and just being able to be called Rainbow Wahine like alumni it's an honor.
When you reflect back on your time here, what are some of the memories that you have? What flashes through your mind when you think about the time spent here?
Definitely like the big moments, the little moments. When I got my first hit here, when I made our first road trip, when I hit my first home run here. I mean, we were losing against Long Beach. It was a little bit of a rough game, but there are those like little details in those games that make me really happy. Even experiencing the freshmen of the team get their hits, like when Maddox stepped up, when Mya'liah went down and hit her home run. It's just such an amazing feeling because you get to share these moments with, for me, compared to me, the very younger girls. And I just think back of like 2 years ago on my birthday with the Fullerton home run walk-off, and then just all these little different moments that just make me so happy that I had all these experiences.
Is it a little different in the way that you guys have your senior moment here at home, and then you got to go on the road for the final road trip of the year? Is it maybe a little bit less pressure or stress for you guys to know that it's kind of already been done here, and now you can just go on the road and focus on the game?
Yeah, I know experiencing it with the different seniors from the past years, you kind of get a lot more emotions when you're playing. So I think it's good that we had all of that here and we were able to kind of deal with it now so that we can just go out and play. And I know every time I looked in the dugout and I just saw Mya'liah, I started crying. So kind of just, we're going to be kind of more just on the game, and since Davis will be focusing on their seniors, it's kind of going to be like a different experience.
Last thing for me, in your time as a Rainbow Wahine, there was the cowboy hat,
Yes.
the home run chicken, and then the lei.
Yes.
Which one's your favorite?
My favorite has to be the lei because Mya'liah and Ka'ena make it before every series, and kind of just that special touch. Definitely my favorite.
Right. All right, Coach, so you have the senior night festivities behind you where they're able to say aloha to their home field and to the fans, and now these 9 seniors get ready to get on a plane and go play in their final series, period. Like, this is the end of the road for them. The emotions that come with that, knowing that these girls are hitting the field for the very last time. How do you describe that emotion?
Well, I think they will realize it when we start that last game in Davis. We've changed the format. We're going to play a doubleheader on Friday and a single on Saturday, so they can send off their seniors, which they have 9. And they asked, because of the length of how long that would take, they asked us to switch. So we got the single game on Saturday. I'm hoping that on Friday we don't think about any of that, because every year we go on the road for our last series, if we're not in it, it's just sort of a letdown. And we took 1 game from Fullerton, which made it close for them in Long Beach for this weekend, but we were just spoilers. And we'll see what happens. I know my players will be emotional. I'm not taking Maya Nakamura, and I'm not taking another senior, Chloe Agueda. So we have some seniors that are staying home, and also McKenna Custer's in, who's pretty much going on to a master's program. So we got 3 of those seniors that will not step on that plane tomorrow, which is emotional in itself, because they all want to be together, and it's tough when they all don't have the same role, and we have injuries and things like that. But it gets emotional for me because we leave kids on the road. We leave some of the underclassmen on the road that won't be coming back for the summer. And so it's not only a sort of a flushing event of the seniors being ready to move on to their next lifestyle career, we also just leave people on the mainland. So we come back with half a team, and the closure is amazing. It's very emotional.
You bring up the underclassmen, and you've been doing this a long time. This last series, do you view it as a springboard into the offseason for the underclassmen that will be returning? Or is it one of those things where, it's going to be so long before they step foot back here on campus that it almost doesn't matter? I mean, how do you view this? How important is a series like this for the players that are returning?
It's a matter of how they view it. If they had a lot of playing time, it's just, I'm coming back, I'm going to be a little bit better because I'm going to work out a little bit harder. For the ones that didn't play, it's a monumental step because they have to work out like Chloe Borges did this past summer. She wanted to play, she wanted to hit, she wanted to go to the outfield, she wanted to pitch, and she's done all of that. That's the message that needs to be sent to the underclassmen as they step out the door, not knowing what she might have done last summer, Chloe that is, and they just need to have an idea of how do I get on the field. We have every opening at every position available, and they just need to know what is it going to take to get on the field. Is it I need to hit home runs? Do I need to play the outfield like Chloe did, making some spectacular catches this past weekend on some balls, hitting the gaps? Those are the things, and then we need Chloe Borges to be seen as a utility. She's very valuable to us. We didn't use her for the first 2 years. So that's the springboard. That's the way I use it, because these 3 games for us can be a letdown where we don't go and play, or we can be 3 games, win them all, and then have such a better record in the Big West and overall that will help us going into next year.
You talked a little bit about closure and how it's weird where some of the girls will stay there, in the Bay Area, on the mainland, some will come back. How do you as a coach what do you tell your players? What are you feeling yourself? Because that's got to be very weird to go there with a full team and then come back with maybe only some of them, and it's the end of the season.
Yes, it's an emotional exhale, because all year you're planning every road trip. This is our 6th one, and you're planning who's going, who's healthy, who's gonna play, how you're gonna do your rotation, who's not getting injured at the end of the year with a nagging injury that may precipitate a little bit of a change in a rotation on the mound or in the field. And do we want to put players in that are going to play next year and take the seniors out and say, okay, I'll give you a couple innings and you're done, because are you going to play 100% or are you just going for the last road trip? And that's something you have to determine right away once you get to the mainland, is what are we playing for? And we've always had an emotional letdown, and we've had a letdown, and it's always been against Davis, it seems like. We go out there, we win the first game, and we lose the next 2. And that's not how it's supposed to be. I would like to go out and send the message that we can win all 3 at the end of the year, and we're fighting for something, which for us would be a 500 record overall, and also a good record in the Big West for coming into this year. Sort of this year's in the fall, I'm saying, mentality. And not just having, oh, well, we're out of it, so we're not going to go play, and I'm just going to put in all these rookies and see what happens. I'm not going to do that, because they're going to be out to win, and I want us to go out to win. And that's how I want our players to feel it, and I want the seniors to go out with a last hurrah. That's what I want them to do.